I teach at American University. I teach basically what I've been doing for the past 4 decades, and that is I created and teach a photojournalism and social documentary course. I created and teach a backpack a documentary or backpack journalism course. There was no course like that at American University before I got here. And I teach a foreign correspondence course, based on my experience from 1977 onward. I went to live in Mexico in 1977 to work on an English language newspaper in the Mexican capital. I was supposed to be there for 10 weeks and then come back to the United States and look for a job. I stayed in Mexico for 4 years. I started to freelance for United Press International, ABC Radio, a lot of other outlets, and eventually I became Newsweek magazine's contract photographer for Latin America and the Caribbean. I was based in Managua, Nicaragua for 7 years, covered all of the stuff that was going on at the tail end of the Cold War in Central America. Unfortunately, Central America, to its great misfortune, was the last battleground of the Cold War. And I was there to cover a lot of the conflicts. So I teach this foreign correspondence course, which is about how guys like me went out and became correspondents. And the craft then is quite different from what it is now, in the sense that, back then guys like me went to places like Mexico because there was a lot of news happening there, because it was affordable to live there, because it generated enough news that would keep us alive as freelancers. But it was all done as an approach to, as a chance to get a job at one of the major news outlets where we would be comfortable and have some level of security.
So it was the path, the career path. It's like that's where you did your apprenticeship. Really, was going overseas and just get your feet dirty and lots of experiences.
Yeah, to get your feet dirty is a good way to put it, because it was, we had to go to places typically that a lot of people didn't want to go to because of discomfort, because of distance, because of danger. So I went there and I started to cover conflict. A couple of years later, I covered the Sandinista Revolution in Nicaragua in 1979. And I eventually became, a full-time staff correspondent for United Press International initially. And then I spent a couple of years in New York working on the foreign desk, returned to Nicaragua in 1983 and lived there for 7 years until 1990.